Hello, this is Jim and I live in Texas, and I'm going to make a short motorcycle ride tonight. I apologize for the lack of light. What I'm doing is making a reply to Squeak Boulter, aka the old man is motorcycle in the UK. Put out a question a few weeks ago on his YouTube channel. What do you like and what do you hate about your motorcycle? Well, I have two motorcycles. I have this Ninja 250 and this Yamaha FJR AE, and we'll talk about the FJR here. I'll show you first what I hate about it. This is in my garage now. I should probably get in the car and back it up a little bit so I have room to turn her around. Her name is Elvira. So I'm going to go do that, because otherwise I can see the potential for trouble or dropping it. So I can get it out of the garage. Now, my brother came and visited me, and he was able to back it out, just sit on it and back it out. And the reason for that is because of genetic unfairness. My dad was well over 6 feet tall. I think he was blonde-haired, certainly blue-eyed, thin as a rail. The guy would forget to eat. Everybody worried that he couldn't or wouldn't gain weight. Well, my brother got his body, the son of a... Well, he's not really, because we're talking about my mom, but Mom did give me her body, and Mom was not particularly tall, nor particularly skinny. So I've wound up with a 29-inch inseam, which is one of the reasons to like about the FJR is, as big sport touring bikes go, its seat is pretty low at about 30 and a half or 31 inches. But I'm still on my tippy toes, so backing it up is a nerve-wracking process. So notice I have no clutch because it's an AE model. I have a clutch, but I don't have a clutch lever. It's all automatic, so it's in neutral, so I'll be able to back it up. There's another way to disengage the clutch. We won't go into that now. So this is what I don't like about the darn FJR. I had to move the car. I have to back it up without dropping it and get it pointed down the driveway. Like I say, if I had my brother's 33-inch inseam, I'd just hop on the bike and back it up, no problem. But with a 29-inch inseam, I don't have enough ground clearance to safely do that. So let me get it turned around and pointed in the right direction here. Sometimes I just go straight through the lawn on my neighbor's driveway, but I think that's really kind of rude, even though it's just a little patch of his lawn in his driveway. But still. All right. Okay. So, don't want to get it going too fast because she's hard to stop. Okay, thank you for not falling over, Elvira. All right, let me, now I've got to get suited up because I'm an at-get rider. Put on my riding pants and a jacket, so I'll be right back after I do that. Well, okay, I'm on the bike now. I have to mount using the peg, kind of like you were putting your foot in the stirrup on a horse, because I don't know if you can see it, but with it up like this, I'm on my tiptoes. All right, let's see if it'll start. I haven't ridden in about 3 weeks, so I'm pretty negligent about that. Well, she starts right up. There's a really nice thing about her. This bike is absolutely super reliable. So that's one thing I really like about it. There's really, I think everything I've read and all the information that I have is that this is the most reliable sport touring bike made today. Far more reliable than a BMW. And some advantages over the Concourse. And maybe the Honda ST 1300 can compare with it in reliability, but that's like a 20th century bike, and this is a 20.9 century bike, and the new FJRs are 21st century bikes. Okay, I'm gonna have to have the clutch looked at. It's starting to get pretty big jumps when it goes to first gear, especially when it's cold like this. But this thing's never actually had a repair. It's had new tires. I'm up to 21,000, almost 22,000 miles on it. I bought the extended warranty. So when did I buy this? I think in late 2009, like around Thanksgiving. It was new, and here, let's go ahead and go. See if I remember how to do this. Okay, so I bought it basically almost 4.5 years ago. The extended warranty runs out in November of this year. It doesn't look like I'm going to need it. I mean, I might need it on this trip, but so far it's running fine. The bike's first serious service is at 26,000 miles when it has to have its valves checked. Generally they don't need much or any adjustment, but it's a big deal because of the other thing I dislike about this bike, and it's all the goddamn plastic. It's not so much that it has so much plastic, it's that the plastic is super expensive if you break it, and B, apparently it was designed by a Swiss watchmaker. It's got a million little pieces. They vary a little bit even within model years, so every bike seems to be slightly different in the way the plastic goes together. And it's just a major pain in the rear to take very much plastic off of this bike. So to get down to the valves that's not the worst thing. Changing the headlight on this has a labor cost of like $100 or something because of all the plastic that's got to be done to get to the light bulbs. This thing, one nice feature it has is there's little black knobs down there to adjust the up and down of the headlight beam manually. The bad news is they're strictly old-fashioned mechanical, wire knobs like you would have on an old speedometer or tachometer. And you got to remove those knobs to get to the instrument panel. Anyway, just to answer the old man and his motorcycle question is, I do not like the hassle of the plastic on this bike. I'm going back to mostly my short inseam, but in general, with the not automatic, it's not an automatic, but with the computer controlled clutch, parking lot maneuvers with a 29-inch inseam are pretty darn challenging, because you can't, it actually kind of knows what you're doing, and usually it slips the clutch just the right amount if you need to slip. But it's, even after owning this thing for 21, almost 22,000 miles, it still can be a challenge doing anything tight maneuvering in a parking lot. It's a real challenge, especially for me with my short legs. The nice thing about that, the saving grace, and literally in my case several times saved me, was that it will not let you, the computer will not stall this bike if it's correct, if the idle is correctly adjusted, and you can adjust the idle with some magic button pushes on this. If idle is set at the correct speed, then before when this bike's about to stall, the motor will say, "Hey, clutch computer, I'm about to stall," and the clutch will grab in the clutch computer will grab a handful of clutch, and the bike will not stall. So when you're in a parking lot and you get going too slow and you're turning too tight, it can toss you off the bike in that scenario, but not on this. So that's a good thing about AE clutch. Now, on riding the twisty roads in Arkansas, the AE clutch was awesome, and that's why Formula One riders all use a paddle shifting clutch. I shift with my forefinger and thumb on this bike. It's got a pedal shifter that you can use if you want with a GP shift pattern, but I never use that pedal. I just use my fingertips. I love the paddle shifter. Going around in corners, in tight turns, you're not pulling in a clutch, and the clutch on these big bikes can be a real handful. So I like that. The thing I like the best, it's hard to show in a short YouTube video because you got to ride like 500 miles because that's what this thing does the best. It's ride a long way. The seat's extremely comfortable. This is, now, that's not a universal opinion. A lot of people don't like the factory seat, but it works, fits for me just fine, and I've gone up to, ridden it up to almost 20 hours at a time. Hello, Officer 925. I guess I won't wheelie right now. Of course, I've never wheelied this bike, although it certainly can be done. I've seen it done, but I guess I'm not just a wheelie kind of guy. All right, what I'm doing now is I'm looking for a 18-wheel truck. Where are the trucks when you need them? There's actually not that much truck traffic on this stretch of road. So maybe we'll have to simulate a truck. See that pickup truck up ahead and to my right? Let's pretend that that's an 18-wheeler. And I don't want to be behind him because they'll throw off tire gators and blow up and he can't see you. So let's get around him. There, I backed off a little so this guy didn't pull in front of me, but did you see that? And that wasn't as hard as it can accelerate. Get out of Dan Small's blind spot there. Okay, here's another one. Let's pretend this guy is an 18-wheel truck, and he's really, you know, about 65 feet long. Now that's not quite as fast as a Super Sport would do, but it's pretty darn fast for a bike that's really comfortable. I mean, I don't have 135 horsepower for nothing. So that's what I like about this bike. It's very turbine-like. You know, there's no muss, no fuss, there's no banging, there's no vibration. You just come on the throttle, and and the power is there when you need it. 2008 has, every year they've done a lot of minor engineering level improvements on the bike since the Generation 2 came out in 2006. And of course, starting in 2013, they did a whole new rev of the bike. It's still the basic bike. The engine is essentially the same. The chassis is the same. Got a new fairing, a little more modern looking. If you care about that, I don't. They got cruise control and traction control, and then they have you know, electronic. You can get electronic suspension. A lot of cool things with the 2013s and 2014s. Really nice bikes. So what else is going on? For reasons beyond the scope of this video, I'm working at my day job only 3 days a week, and the other 2 days a week I have more free time. I'm helping my wife out some in her tax business and doing some software development kind of on my own, and spending a little more time with my grandkids. So this is probably a temporary situation, but I'm enjoying it while it lasts. I mean, I have so much trouble taking anything seriously. But anyway, well, just to go back to the thesis of this moto vlog, I like this bike for long distance riding. I like the smoothness of the inline 4 power plant. I like the fact you have so much reserve power here if you ever need it, like to pass a truck. I don't like driving it slow. It's hard to park, it's hard to get out of the garage, and I don't like the plastic issue with it. See, like right now I got to turn a little bit that way, and this is actually going to be a little bit of a challenge to do this without dropping it going over that lip. So well, at least if I drop it, maybe I can get some more subscribers. I've been doing this a long time, since about, I don't remember when, I've been motovlogging a long time. I'm still shy of 1,000, so I guess if I started doing them on a regular basis, maybe I could get closer to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, here we go. Whoa, see what I mean? I don't know if you could felt it, but that little jump forward to get over the thing, I'm on my tippy toes, and you know, it's a little wobbly. Let me scoot it in here a little bit more. Okay, I'm good to go here. Alrighty, well, thank you for watching. This is Jim in Austin, Texas, with a little moto vlog about love and hate with my FJR. Well, bottom line, I'm keeping this until the thing turns into dust. I'll always have this bike. Someday I may trade that small bike in for a little better, smaller one, but I'm always going to have this one.